You know what? I may have stumbled upon a secret little reason why my cabinets might be holding up better. Hey friends, and welcome back to Cleaning Therapy. My name is Jenny, and today we are actually doing an update video on how my Rustoleum cabinet transformation kit makeover in my kitchen is holding up after 1 year. Now, that kitchen transformation video is by far the most viewed video on my channel, and to this day, I still get comments asking me, how are the cabinets holding up? Do you regret painting them this way? Are they chipping? Do you regret not sanding? How do they actually look after some wear and tear? We have a family of 5, I have 3 children. People want to know, are they holding up? So today I'm going to show you up close exactly what these cabinets look like. I'm going to kind of describe some of the wear and tear that we get every day in our family and what that looks like. And then I'm going to actually be touching up the cabinets in the places that need it today. So we're going to get this kitchen right back to square one, just like it looked 1 year ago today. The first step is I'm gonna go ahead and get these cabinets really clean, because then I'll really know what they look like. I don't want to see a food stain or a scuff mark and think that it needs to be repainted when it really just needs to be cleaned. So that is gonna be my first step. So let's get to it. While I'm cleaning my cabinets, I'll just briefly introduce myself. For those of you who are new, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm very, very grateful that I get to meet you. And here in Cleaning Therapy, I like to focus on decluttering, organizing, cleaning, decorating. We do deep cleaning. We do some home projects like painting and DIYs. And I just like to offer a little bit of motivation and share what I'm learning in this process. And I love to connect with you guys in the comments. If you're the kind of person that likes to comment, please introduce yourself down below. I'd love to get to know you. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, that's just a great way to be able to see me again on a future video. YouTube's going to go ahead and recommend my video in your subscription feed, and that way you won't lose track of where I am in this crazy little corner of the internet called YouTube. If you clicked on this video today because you're considering painting your cabinets with this kit, I can honestly say that I'm very happy with the results. I absolutely would do it again, and I would recommend it to you if you don't mind putting in the work to save this money, because I'll be honest, it's a lot of work. But in my opinion, it is totally worth it, and I highly recommend watching my first video from last year. So I'll make sure to link it at the end of this video, as well as in the comments section down below. That video should be really helpful to you, because not only do I walk you through the process step by step, but at the end I share all of my best tips for getting the most out of this kit and maybe any extra supplies you might need. I also just wanted to share as a little disclaimer that this is in no way sponsored by Rustoleum. I'm not a partner with them or anything like that. I paid for my kit just like anyone else, and I could have easily just not liked it. So I'm just sharing my opinion and my experience with the product as honestly as I can with you guys. Here I'm just showing you that some of these scuff marks do come up with a warm soapy rag and they're not in need of repainting. And some like this are definitely chips in the paint that need repainting. These down low on the cabinets are from my husband. He is a wheelchair user, and so sometimes he bumps his wheelchair up against these cabinets. So if you don't have a wheelchair in your house, you might not have to worry about this, although kids could push things up against the cabinets as well. So it's something that you might want to consider. So we have a 2.5-year-old and 2 teenagers, my husband and myself, and then the wheelchair. So those are kind of like our wear and tear factors. So yours might look a little different. You might have pets, or you might have some other situation that causes extra wear and tear on your cabinets. But as you can see, a lot of these cabinets are in really good shape and really do look like the day that I painted them. I actually only found 2 cabinets and 1 drawer that had the marks from the wheelchair, and then the drawer is our silverware drawer, and that drawer gets used the most out of any other drawer, and so that's why I think it had some chips in it. I'm really happy with that. I don't mind doing a little bit of upkeep once a year, and this whole project of touching these cabinets up only took me about an hour. So in the end, I don't think that's too bad since I was able to save thousands of dollars by not having to hire a professional. So this drawer surprised me the most because this is our junk drawer and it actually looks perfect. So I was really surprised that it didn't have any dings in it. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull out my cabinet transformations kit. This is the same kit I used from last year. I saved the leftover paint and top coat in case I needed to do any touch-ups. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab everything out. I even had saved the brushes, so I am ready to go. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with the bond coat, and then I have to let that dry, and then I'll be doing the top coat. The top coat has to set for about 24 hours to cure, so that I'm going to leave overnight. Okay, so I'm starting here painting with the bond coat, and what you're gonna want to make sure and do is paint the whole entire panel of wherever the chips are. So don't try to just paint over the chips with like a small brush and then going over them with the top coat, because that will show like a little shine or a smear. Basically, it'll look like you touched up just those spots. So if you really want a good seamless look where it just, looks completely consistent, you have to paint the whole entire panel of whatever is chipped. So in this case, I'm painting the whole entire drawer front, and for the cabinets, even though they're only chipped at the bottom, I'm painting the entire cabinet door. So that's the only way it's going to come out looking really nice. I think as far as my cabinets go, one thing that may have helped them last a little bit longer was the fact that I actually did 5 coats of paint. And people were kind of surprised on my video because a lot of people were doing 3, maybe 4 at the most, but I did 5, and it was actually accidental. I never meant to do 5 coats, but for some reason my coats were very, very thin. I was painting way too thin, and so it actually took 5 coats to get perfect coverage. And I'm really picky about things like that. I like to have really good coverage. I didn't want any like slightly see-through areas. So that meticulous attitude and kind of just painting it until I thought it looked good instead of just doing 3 coats and being done, that might have actually helped me in the end, because as long as the coats are really, really thin, it's okay to do a few coats. If those coats were thick, that would not have worked and it would have looked really gunky. But I think the fact that they were just so like paper thin, but 5 coats, I think, is just giving these cabinets just maybe like a little bit more durability, so that it has to go through so many layers before you actually see a chip. That is just my guess. We'll never really know because we can't do like, an actual experiment to find out why some cabinets last longer than others, some cabinets look better than others, but that is just my guess. The other thing I would recommend is to be very aggressive with the deglosser that comes in the kit. So that's the product that strips the cabinet so that you don't have to sand before painting. I can't stress enough that you have to degloss very thoroughly. If you don't scrub hard enough with the deglosser, then you need to sand before painting, because one way or the other, that shiny finish on the cabinet has to come off before painting, or your paint will peel off or chip off prematurely. I also got questions last video whether it's okay to use a paint roller, and I definitely think it is. I've seen some people use paint rollers to roll the flat parts. I've also seen people spray their cabinets with a paint sprayer. So whatever works for you is probably the best way to go. Another thing I try to remember is that they really don't have to be perfect, because no one's gonna look as closely at my cabinets as I was showing you guys on the camera. That was a really close-up shot, and I've never had anyone inspect my cabinets that way, so it really is okay if they're not absolutely perfect. So now that the bond paint is dry, it's time to do the top coat, and that you're gonna wanna paint on very thinly. I've got a drip right there on the right that I'm gonna catch, but you really don't even wanna have so much product on there that it's like dripping everywhere. You actually want to paint it as thinly as possible, and don't overbrush this product either, because you just kinda wanna drag it across a few good times and then let it be, because it doesn't play nicely with the brush. You just need to get like the thinnest, smoothest coat on there possible and then call it good. And after the product has cured for about 24 hours, you're safe to wipe them down if you need to, add the hardware back, basically treat them as done. So here I am just adding back on my hardware. This was like early in the morning and I'm actually in my pajamas, so you're only gonna see my hands in these clips. But I just wanted to go ahead and get the hardware back on so that my cabinets could be officially done. Let me know in the comments if you have ever tried this cabinet kit or if you plan on trying it in the future. I would love to know. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. It really means the world to me and I'm so grateful for you guys. And if you're a new viewer today, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm so happy that I had the chance to meet you. And I hope that you'll go ahead and subscribe so that I can see you again on the next video. But I hope this video is helpful to you in case you're considering a project like this and you just want to know how it actually performs. I really hope this video was helpful for you. So thank you again for watching and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye.